Just as we talked about lots of different kinds of variables previously, so also Python variables can be used to store lots of different kinds of information. So let's take a look at a few examples. Take a second and try to figure out what are the variables in this code. The main ones that we're interested in are a number, a decimal, a string, a boolean, and a date. We can identify these as variables in a number of ways. For one, we've noticed before that variables are always highlighted in blue. You might notice that datetime and date are also blue, and they're variables in a certain sense, but we're not going to worry too much about that right now. For now, just know we need line 1 if we want to run line 12. Don't worry about what it means beyond that just yet. If our variable names weren't highlighted in blue, we would still be able to recognize these as variables for another reason. They're all on the left side of assignment statements. An assignment statement is always a variable equals some value. Now this value could be more complex than just a number or a word. It could be the result of an equation or something more complicated. The point though is that we'll always see a variable name on the left, the equal sign, and then something that generates a value on the right. Notice also the way we named these variables. A number stores a number. A decimal stores a decimal number. A string stores a string of characters. A boolean stores a true-false value. And a date stores today's date. Today's date is a more complicated data structure, and we'll talk about that more later. Here we're just using it to demonstrate the complexity we can have. Naming the variables like this makes it easier for someone to read our code. Think of this like naming a pet. You could name a cat Fido or a dog Tiger, but you wouldn't be surprised if those names confused people. The same way, we could name these variables Phineas and Celery and Sovngarde and whatever we want, but those names wouldn't tell the reader anything about what they actually represent or what they actually contain. By calling it a number, we make it clear that it probably stores a number. That's our principle of self-documenting code in action.